The postman arrived today and he brought me a bag of this and some tools. A box of this. I'd fitted a chain. I fitted a chain with a Rivet Link, but I didn't have the right tool for it. I basically just hammered it together just so I can have the roadworthy test done. Wasn't happy with it. Bought a new link, bought a tool. So here we go, do it properly. This is the new chain that has been fitted. It looks quite shiny and lovely. Now if I do rotate it and look for the link, because I actually had the rivet going to the inside so you couldn't see the nasty link on the outside. If I just find it and I can show you how it looks. Just have to rotate it until I find the link. There he is. This is the link here, which I used basically a hammer on. Let's just see if I can zoom into this for you. Looks a bit nasty, not very nice. To be quite honest, I'm not really going to put much faith in that either. It was okay to use hammers when you had solid rivets, but these are hollow and they basically need a tool to fold the heads out. So what have we actually got in this box, which by the way was actually quite cheap. I don't think it even cost 20 euros. We have a tool which we are able to remove a pin, a rivet and re-rivet a chain. So how does it work? Well, basically I take this piece off here, put the correct size rivet pin in. There are different sizes. Obviously I'll take the biggest one in this case, put it in there, wind back down the, oh, you have to obviously take this piece off here, this cap. There we go, there's the rivet pin. Tighten that down. There we go. So that's now held in place there. And then I will undo this. So I have now fitted the handle to the tool. I have placed the tool over the chain. I've got a 14mm socket on the pin pusher, basically. I suppose it doesn't make sense to cut corners. Drive the pin all the way through, and when you pull this up, there you go. It's already come apart, look. I have the one, so now I will take the other one out and then I'll get back to you. To prepare the chain for the new link, it's easier to pull the chain back over the rear sprocket, oh, as such, so that you have it here like this. I have my grease packet here. I'm just going to open this up. So I have my link. This time I shall be going the right way, because with the tool hopefully it'll look better and I can see what I'm doing. So what you need to do is you need to take your link, you need to put one O-ring on each side of the link, on each rivet as such, and you must give that a good covering in grease. Now I can fit the link in from the reverse side this time. I have put my O-rings on and greased up, put the link in. Like this. Give that a smothering of grease. This is the grease that was supplied with the link. Just give that a good whiffing. And then put my 2 O-rings that on this side, like that. And this one here like that. Then I have my cap. There is the writing on there with the 530 with the size VX3. That obviously goes on the outside, not on the other side, doesn't have any text. Now I won't be able to squeeze this on fully, but you can put it on just so that it holds in place. Like this, and now I have to use my tool, so I'll be right with you. So now you can see, using the tool, I have the press plate which goes on the rear side. The rivets go in over the gap, and on the other side, this is the press plate, and the rivets go over the holes, and then you can, as I just did now, squeeze them together. It puts your outer link on. What I need to do now is actually wind it down so much that the rivets actually poke through the outer chain link, like these ones, and then I can squash them down. So I'll do that now. So I'm using my other tool because in this particular chain I wanted to push the outer link down using this anvil plate here, but the holes were too small. The links wouldn't go through, so I'm having to use my other tool here. And this is not an extractor. This is just for the plate and the let's have a look, and the rivet. Let's see if I got that on far enough. It could go down a bit more. It's not up. It's not high enough. Or not through enough, rather. It works on the same principle. The back plate has a recess for the rivets on the rear side. The front plate has a recess for the rivets on the front side, and basically you just wind it down. Oh. Stay in there until the plate is flush where it should be. And once you've got no more play, like this feels like really tight now, you don't want to go over the board and squeeze your link too much. So just release this and have a look. There we go. So once you've pushed your outer link on and you've checked that the chain has no it hasn't gripped too much, you don't want to push that right in, because you can push that on so far that you pinch the chain. So you want to make sure you've got movement in the linkage like I have here. So now this tool has pushed the plate on, which I couldn't unfortunately do with this tool. I wanted to put this tool in here and using that to push the plate on, but the pins wouldn't go through the holes, so I had to use this tool here. I mean, this makes a perfect extractor, but this one is good for putting the plate on. So now what we have to do is work the rivets so that they are like the other rivets, that they've got a head on them. We have to fold them outwards, and then we're finished. So what we have to do is prepare this tool. So I have to take it off. This was the plate I used. The rivets go inside here to push the outer link on. And now I need to turn this around because I need to use the punch on the inside, this one here, which sits on each of the rivets, and pull it in from the other side. So let me just put this back on here, hold on. I have to make sure, I have to have a good look now. See, I may have to change position on this to the rear sprocket so I can get to it, but if I get this on here, okay, that's on too tight, can't open it enough. There we go. There we go. So I've got the punch, my hand's in the way, I'm sorry. The punch is on the rivet, and all I need to do now is wind it down, but be careful you don't wind it down too much. The chain manufacturer and the tool manufacturer say actually no more than 23 Newton meters. I haven't got a torque wrench that small, but 23, if you've been working on mechanics for a while, you'll know that 23 isn't like as tight as your wheel nuts on your car. You should have a bit of a feeling in your hand what 23 feels like, but to be sure that I don't overwind it, when I've tightened it down, I'll just loosen it up, move the tool out the way, and just see what's happened. Okay, so this way you can, it takes a bit longer, but you won't get it wrong. So I've barely started to move it, so I'll do that and then I'll get back to you. So now I have released the tool again, and you can see both rivets have now been basically squished, or the thorn has pushed the heads out, so mushroomed them out. Once again, check that your link is loose, as mine is, and that is how you rivet your chain. A quick PS, an edit on this. I did slightly misinform you on this particular chain riveter. I just wanted to get that corrected. This one is actually only to be used at a maximum of, does say it, 17 Newton meters. Okay, so not 23 as I got the figure 23 from another chain riveter of the same type, but it was a different for a different chain strength. But this one is for 23, and what you didn't actually see me doing was, when you have the thorn on the rivet, is you wind it down so much that the shoulder where the thorn is makes contact with the chain link, and that is the moment when when this has been wound in enough. And that's basically this little instruction comes with the tool. So if you get one, it tells you how to use it. So that's that.